my gosh.
Oh my god.
Is that Jayla? No, are talking now?
I think we're talking now.
Oh.
We haven't talked for
a month.
Wow.
Literally a month. Almost exactly a month. To the day from when we filmed the last one.
Almost. Like probably around I want to say 2 days because August had a 21st or something or 31st.
I don't know, but it's been a while.
It's been a long time.
We're like, oh, we're going to be so consistent with this. And then, life happens and you're like, oh, shoot.
Driver's ed.
We're learning to drive, which is good things.
Mm-hmm. Bad things, God.
Yes.
You see in the news a white Kia Soul hits, passerbys. It's me. But
what did you want to name your car?
Oh, I have names.
Bella was telling me about one name you wanted to name it, and I was like, that's like...
You got Marshy, Hard Drugs, Harvey, Carvey, Cocaine, Chariot of the Damned, Savage Beast of the North.
I like Savage Beast of the North.
Dandruff, Snowbank, Snowman, Snowball. I'm running out of fingers.
It's got so many names.
Yeah, so many names. Boo, Casper, Spooky. I think there was a Kanye reference in there, probably somewhere. What else? There's just too many names. Oh, White Trash. That one.
White Trash?
Yeah, that's...
I like White Trash or like the Beast of the North.
Yeah, Savage Beast of the North.
Savage Beast of the North and White Trash.
And a car I got from my grandma. I've been sticking with Marshy so far because I really like... It's cute. It's like the original name. It's the OG.
This is Marshy.
Yeah, Marshy. Because it looks like a marshmallow. It's great.
It's more
so it's awesome. But you've also had Alice in Wonderland.
We are doing a school play, Alice in Wonderland. I play the Red Queen. And it has taken up almost 90% of my time. But it's okay, because I love it. And I'm having a wonderful time. Mm-hmm. But it does take a while. Mm-hmm. So...
And then we had Homecoming last night.
Which was a ton of fun.
Oh my god, so exhausting.
I always expect to go to school dances and be miserable, and then I go and I have this amazing time, and I'm like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a homecoming. We were a part of our homecoming's assembly, showcase thing.
Yeah, dance.
Yeah, we were a part of it.
I played rock, paper, scissors.
And he lost a bunch.
I lost. I won that one time.
That one time he won.
Yeah, but I think it's more of a defense, honestly. Yeah. I did a great defense. They couldn't get past me because I was...
They could not, but you did not get very far either.
Well, the secret was I just kept playing paper.
Just paper.
Yeah,
paper.
for a good 2 or 3 minutes. I
could never see what you guys were playing from where I was sitting. I was sitting in the front row too, and I was watching, but I could only just see the intense.
Ba 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 ba.
Yeah, ba ba ba. I never saw the result. I was like, oh gosh.
Oh.
Did they win? Did they lose?
Usually you could do it. That was surprisingly so tiring.
The rock paper scissors.
Yeah. Because it was mostly just the hopping. Yeah.
I got tired from just screaming.
Yeah,
so many people were screaming at homecoming. I remember sitting down and being like, yeah, I'm gonna clap when all the things happen. Mm-hmm. And every 2 seconds I was standing up screaming yeah, let's go! It
was such a exciting moment.
Literally. And then school, the assembly was the last thing we did, and then it ended a half an hour before school ended, so everyone was like,
yeah, we were just
do we go home now? What do we do?
Mm-hmm. It was so bad screaming wise. That my voice had to take a rest.
Genuinely, my voice hurt, and then I had an Alice in Wonderland rehearsal the night. Yeah. I had an Alice in Wonderland rehearsal that night.
Till 9, right?
Yeah, it went till 9 p.m. I was at school for 7 a.m.
Oh my god.
I was at school for 7 a.m. The rehearsal went till 9 p.m. and then the rehearsal the next day was at 8 a.m.
Oh my lord.
And then we had our homecoming football game, and then we had the homecoming dance. Where at the homecoming football game, I did what I do best, which is annoy our friend Cabby by calling the halftime the intermission of sports.
It is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It is.
It literally is. But I just kept calling it that, and Cabby got annoyed. And I was like, my goal is achieved.
Did you tell him that we didn't have that in New York?
Oh my god. I totally should have. I literally... That was a missed opportunity right there.
Inside joke moment, yeah.
Yeah. I think I've explained this joke, but we went on a trip from our home to New York City for a weekend, and every time I would look at anything, I'd be like, we don't have that back at home. We don't have that back every single time. And now our kind of inside joke is I'll look to him and just say something, and I go, man, we didn't have this in New York. We didn't have this in New York.
I didn't have this in New York.
Yeah. Just to, because I love annoying Cavi.
It's so funny how
really
like
is.
he gets so actually fed up. He gets genuinely mad about the smallest things, and it's just so entertaining.
Really, it is.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
Because he freaks out and he goes at you, stop it, it's not funny.
Yeah.
See, and then he like talks about like, oh, like I'll annoy him and I'll say like, yeah, Weezer's bad, and he's like, you haven't even listened to Weezer, stop. And like it's great.
He gets annoyed really easily, and then when he gets annoyed, he gets like genuinely mad.
Yeah,
and
he's passionate.
It's very funny.
It's really funny.
To everyone but him.
Yeah.
It's that time of year again, because today is our friend Michael. Shout out to Michael. Happy birthday, Michael.
Happy birthday.
It's his birthday, and he has just turned 16.
Mm-hmm.
Our friend Cavi is still only 15. But
Wait, no.
Cavi is in the grade above Michael.
Yeah.
But he's younger than Michael because it's a bunch of coincidences.
It's so weird.
Our friend Cavi was homeschooled for a long time, and when he eventually decided to go to public school, he signed up for the wrong grade.
Oh, he signed up for the wrong?
He signed up for the wrong grade.
Oh my god.
He signed up a grade above what he was supposed to. And Michael, I think, was signed up for a grade younger than he was supposed to.
Michael literally, I don't think, was Michael homeschooled?
No, Michael was not homeschooled.
He just like,
It's just like his parents signed him up.
Through.
Yeah, like the grade younger than he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because of just where their birthdays align.
It makes sense.
It does make sense. And because of those two things, we now have our friend Cavi, who is a grade above our friend Michael, being younger. And so it's at that annual time of year where we just make fun of Cavi.
Yeah.
And we mentioned that in rehearsal. We're at that time of year where it's time to make fun of Cavi, and Cavi just dejectedly just went, that's every time of year.
It
like,
really
genuinely dejected. We're like, oh, I kind of feel bad, but
don't.
Like, yeah, just don't. Don't.
It's just so easy.
Yeah, I noticed we've been talking for 15 minutes and we haven't even mentioned what this episode was supposed to be.
We haven't mentioned the main part of it, and that is Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
We're going to release this very close. It's going to be released very, very close to Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Like, very close. Either on Halloween or like a couple days before.
Mm-hmm.
But this is our Halloween special.
Yeah.
Which we made it somewhat of a priority to do.
Yeah, this was like the only thing that might save our podcast.
Like the Halloween special.
Yeah, Halloween special.
We got this.
We got this.
So we have found a bunch of horror stories.
Mm-hmm.
I found a bunch of 2-sentence horror stories. You found a bunch
Gay
of...
test.
Yeah, gay test. That comes
test.
up so often. It's like it's trying to tell me something that I don't know, and I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's like, I feel like my phone is hinting at something, but I'm not going to acknowledge it.
I don't get those.
No, you don't?
I don't get those.
I get them.
On YouTube, I get these... It says... So you know those little tiny pop-up ads, right?
Yeah.
It's just a black box. It just says gay porn videos. And I, like, do you think YouTube, a family-friendly site, would,
YouTube,
like, get rid of that
so
ad?
harsh about any, like, swears at all.
Yeah.
Would not have a porn link.
Ad? Yeah. Like, what?
So strange.
Tis.
But you have these short horror tales,
Mm-hmm.
and I have these 2-sentence
Yeah.
horror
I'm all
stories.
dressed up. I got my Halloween shirt on that is a little too tight. Like, I got it in maybe a large, and like it feels like a medium on me. But I also got Halloween socks on. So.
I have nothing Halloween except that little tiny. You see that light?
Yeah, the little candle.
I have a little mini candle with a pumpkin face on it, and that's it. That's all my Halloween, which is so ironic because this is literally my favorite holiday. But
where are you going as?
I want to go as either an inflatable dinosaur, or an inflatable alien, or an inflatable like car washer guy with like the weird arms. Something inflatable. I'm definitely gonna go as something inflatable.
I missed my chance, and with my Garfield costume that I was gonna get from Spirit Halloween, so I'm just going as Jesus. I got the costume, tried it on. I don't know how it works. It's a little confusing, but I'm going as Jesus because I've come across something recently, and I'm just Jesus. It's just how it is, Sometimes.
Like, of all the things, I am going to be Jesus.
I'm just Jesus.
Well, may the power of Christ compel you.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna bring my Jesus candle. that has the Spanish and English version of the Lord's Prayer.
Nice.
I'm trying to memorize it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get the scary.
2 ones. Let's go.
The 2-sentence horror story. This first one I can see just says, there was a picture in my phone of me sleeping. I live alone.
God, that's so bad.
That's like, oh God, I would hate that. I have like dreams about that. Like literal nightmares about
Oh no, I'm just saying that's cringy.
Oh, cringy.
Yeah.
I think it's genuinely, imagine like somebody coming like to watch you while you're sleeping.
Dog, I literally, there's some times where I would wake up, like do some random stuff, and then go back to sleep, not remember it. So like, it's entirely possible.
I just freak out. Like the idea of somebody coming into I'm really paranoid. So like the idea of somebody coming into my room, it like freaks me out. My cat, he's very sweet. He's very kind. He knocks on my door and then comes in.
How polite.
He's a very polite cat. When he does it at 2 a.m. though,
oh,
that's not ideal. Okay, this one is another one that's kind of weird. It says, my sister says that mommy killed her. Mommy says that I don't have a sister.
I mean, yeah. Pop off,
it's fair.
I guess. Yeah,
you do you.
Yeah, you do. Just like
I guess. I'm assuming. Ready? I'm gonna dissect this.
Whoa.
I'm an English honors student. Let's do it. The fact that she uses
American Lit honors.
American Lit. Sorry. Whatever. The fact that she says the word mommy shows that this person is younger.
Yeah.
And that she says that she says mommy says that I don't have a sister shows that she's probably to the young point that she wouldn't remember having a sister. So her sister is obviously probably older than her rather than being younger.
Well, she's also dead too.
Oh yeah, that part's a given, that her sister was a ghost talking to her. And this could be seen as anything. I think it's meant, like, some people would read it as, like, oh, the sister was because we don't know how young this person is. Like, when did you stop calling your mom mommy?
I never coddled her that.
Never?
No. I just called her Ma.
Ma?
Like, from once I went, I was like, hey, Mom. And then once I grew past, like, once I got into my teens, I just started calling her Ma.
Ma.
I'm like, hey, Ma, I need something. Or, like, I never called her mommy. My girlfriend calls her mom mommy, but
usually you stop calling them mommy around like the ages of 6, 7.
Yeah.
So this person is obviously younger than 6 or 7, and then obviously isn't like the sister had to have not been around. So the sister was probably killed before she was 2, but she now sees her sister's ghost. And if the mother killed the sister, that means her sister, like, she doesn't remember that she even had a sister, but she sees her sister's ghost.
What if it's like a black phone? Like, you know that movie that came out?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, like kind of situation where the mom is like stealing little kids off the street, and her sister is trying to warn her.
We made it scary. Okay, this one says, you hear your mom calling you into the kitchen. As you head downstairs, you hear a whisper from the closet saying, don't go down there, honey. I heard it too.
I think that's just a classic Skinwalker story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scary, but not terrible. Spooky.
It's 2 sentences.
I know. These are all just 2 sentences.
It's a long-ass sentence.
Yeah, I know. This one says, the last thing I saw was my alarm clock flashing 12:07 before she pushed her long, rotting nails through my chest, her other hand muffling my screams. I sat bolt upright, revealed it was only a dream, but as I saw the alarm clock, it read 12:06, and I heard my closet door creak open.
Ooh, that one was kind of just scary a little bit because of the rotting nails part.
Yeah, good words.
Ooh. Good wordplay. Don't like that.
Used.
Spooky.
And then her other hand to muffle.
Yeah, muffled.
So she dreamed her death. You know that like 7 minute you like relive your life in 7 minutes before you die thing?
No.
You ever heard of that?
No, never.
Well, it basically says when you're dying, you basically replay your entire life in 7 minutes.
Huh.
For you, it's 7 minutes, even though you probably already dead. Like right as you die, it said that you're supposed to like. No one can prove this because no one has died and come back. But that's like the whole like I saw my life flash before my eyes.
Yeah.
It's basically saying that when your brain thinks you're gonna die, it just replays your entire life, even memories you didn't even know you had.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's like, this is you. Just like it's like the summary.
Yeah.
It's like your brain's like, this is a summary. This is what happened. Now move on.
It gets to the end of the book, and then you have to flip the page to the whole back, and then you get to the summary. Yeah,
that's essentially what happened. Or like, I imagine it's like somebody trying to do a research project, and they just need to hear the summary.
Yeah, just need that
quick summary.
Solid conclusion right there.
Yeah. So that's probably what that is.
Mm-hmm.
This one says, I can't move, breathe, speak, or hear. And it's so dark all the time. If I knew it would be this slowly, I would have been cremated instead.
Ooh, icky gross.
Yeesh.
Mm.
That's...
I don't like the thought of being buried alive.
You know what happens so much that they... but fun fact about history, everybody. When in, like, the 1500s, people couldn't know if you were dead or not. They didn't know the difference between unconsciousness and death. So, if you were just unconscious, they would be like, well, they're dead, and they would bury you. But if they were unsure, like, I think they're dead, are you 100% positive? It'd be like, no. They would end up putting a string through, like, a hole in your casket and attach the string to a bell next to your grave.
Oh, yeah.
And if the bell started ringing, the people who would work at the graveyard would suddenly freak out because, holy crap, we just buried somebody alive.
Yeah.
And there was this one guy, I don't remember his name. He was from Maine, I think. Mm-hmm. He lived in Maine, and he was buried 3 times.
Oh my god.
Because he probably had some sort of condition.
Yeah.
But, like, again, late 1500s, like, they had no idea what that was.
Mm-hmm.
So he died. And they buried him because they were like, well, he's dead. And then the bell would ring and they're like, well, I guess he's alive. Let's dig him back up. And they dig him back up and be sorry, man. They did it 3 times until the time when he actually died. They just left him in his house for like a month because they didn't want him to wake up again.
Like a boy who cried wolf.
It was like a boy who cried. Like, we're pretty sure that body's dead, but we do not want to bury it.
Yeah, they smell it a lot. But like, oh nah, he's
gonna wake up one day.
Yeah,
guys.
he's just gonna wake up.
Like, they literally left him alone for like a month. They didn't want to have to dig him back up again.
Like, yeah, there's probably like a big, insurance thing.
Yeah. So it was a genuine fear of being buried alive.
Mm-hmm.
Because, that was weird.
Yeah, spooky.
Yeah. I awoke to the sound of the baby monitor crackling with a voice comforting my firstborn child. As I adjusted my position, my arm brushed against my wife, sleeping next to me. Yeah.
This is spooky.
I don't like that. I don't like the idea. Don't touch my child. Stay away, you freak. After struggling desperately to move any part of his paralytic body, just to alert the doctors that he was conscious before they made the first incision, he was relieved to see that one of the nurses had noticed his pupil dilating from the bright light. She leaned close and in a whisper that tickled his ear said, "You think we don't know you're awake?" Eesh.
Could have been better. The end could have been better. I really liked the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you don't think that we know that you're awake?
It's meant to be like they're trying to cut him open.
Yeah.
But, like, they know that he's awake during the procedure. It's weird. My daughter won't stop crying and screaming in the middle of the night. I visit her grave I visit her grave and ask her to stop, but it doesn't help.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeesh. Sorry about your dead daughter, fam.
L.
L. Sorry, your child.
I mean F.
I mean.
Yeah, F. Rip.
Sorry about your dead kid. I wake up and everything feels wrong. It's too quiet outside. I look out the window and see everyone standing still, looking at my house.
Spooky.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
I'm reading the comment about it.
Mm-hmm.
It says that carolers waiting to sing, Mormons there for a service project, neighbors waiting to surprise you with a fresh coat of house paint? ?
House paint. How odd.
That's what the comment said. And I'm like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
So, okay, I don't get that one. If you get it, let us know.
Yeah.
Because we don't.
Put it in the comments below.
Put it in the comment section, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Hit that bell.
Hit the bell.
Hit that red button. If it's not red, change that.
If it's red, change it. If it's not red, that means you're subscribed.
We're rapidly approaching.
We're
near your house of living.
We are in your walls.
We're the horse. I'm in your walls. I'm in your walls. I'm in your walls. Ants in your skin. Ants in your skin. Ants in your skin. Wake up.
This is a dream.
Wake up. Wake up.
You're
Wake up.
hallucinating.
Wake up. Wake up.
Anyway. Let's move on. The doctor told the amputee he might experience a phantom limb for the first time from time to time. Nobody prepared him for the moments when he felt cold fingers brush across his phantom hand. That's weird.
Wake up.
Anyway, That's all you have to say to that.
Yeah, wake up.
Ghost stories are so awesome.
Yeah, just get
That's
a new
the third
hand.
gay quiz I've had to scroll by the way.
We should take it.
We should. Do you want to take it?
Yeah, take it. Just a little brief. These are boring. I don't like these ones.
Brief intermission.
Yeah, brief intermission.
Take the gay quiz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's gotcha life. Ooh.
Okay.
I don't like this.
Take this quiz.
Take this quiz. Futurescape. Oh. It's going somewhere.
Oh, I have to pay for it.
Oh, it's an app. Never mind.
Never mind.
I
Screw
have
that.
to pay to know if you're gay?
Well.
It's so lame.
Yep. If you want to know if you're gay, you have to pay for it.
Yeah, pay for it. Damn.
How many of these are there? Let me see, because we're at 11.
At 11? There's...
Out of 52.
52?
Mm-hmm.
Dog, how many? Never mind.
I sat on my shelf with thoughtless porcelain eyes and the prettiest pink doll dress I could find. Why did she have to be born still?
Oh, what?
Eesh. It sat on my shelf with thoughtless porcelain eyes.
Oh, it's that.
It sat on my shelf with thoughtless porcelain eyes and the prettiest pink doll dress I could find. Mm-hmm. Why did she have to be born still?
So she dressed up her own, stillborn daughter and, replaced its eyes.
That's real sick.
That's sick.
That's so sick.
Not like in the
I'm reading from the bottom
that's
to
sick.
the top.
That's gross.
The funeral attendees never came out of the catacombs. Something locked the crypt door from inside.
Is that it?
Yep.
Spooky.
Spooky.
Spooky. Dead people.
You wake up. She doesn't.
Oh, that's typical Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't wake up. So
Yeah, she didn't wake up. Not my problem.
Sorry, man.
I've got to make breakfast.
Attending his funeral today was really scary. It might have been the constant muffled screams I heard, or the worry of somebody noticing the dirt on my hands.
Maybe she just helped burying.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe she's just, a fellow gravedigger.
Yeah, and the muffled screams are just,
Someone that's just really sad.
Yeah, just crying.
Yeah, they're, in anguish.
In anguish, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's not what we want, anguish.
No.
I think we want, another word.
Yeah. Anguish is, the mad kind of...
Anguish is, you're in pain.
Oh. Yeah, I guess another one would suit better. They're pretty sad.
Yeah, they're just a sad guy. Nobody's dead.
They're really sad.
They didn't bury anyone alive.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I was having a pleasant dream when what sounded like hammering woke me. After that, I could barely hear the muffled sound of dirt covering the coffin over my own screams. Again, buried alive.
They really like being buried alive.
Yeah.
Personally, not a big fan.
No, that's terrible, because being buried alive is a terrible way to die.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't die from the burying, you die from the suffocation and the lack of oxygen.
You can't do anything about it.
Literally.
Yeah.
Other than just scream.
Yeah.
So...
Personally,
Same with being eaten alive, except that one's probably more painful.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're buried alive, that's a slow death, slow suffocation, or starvation, or dehydration, depending on which comes first. And being eaten alive is quick but painful. Mm-hmm. It can't be quick. It's probably gonna take a while. Not quick. But painful.
Quick for maybe you, not for me.
Well, it depends on what part of you they eat first. So if they eat from your foot, it's not quick because then you'd have to bleed out. But if they eat you from your head, just a quick nom.
Yeah, dog, you gotta realize I'm like, what, probably like 0.5 taller and bigger than you.
Yeah.
They're gonna probably take like 10 hours on you.
It depends on where they eat you. Because if they eat you from like your legs, again, you'll bleed out. If they eat you from your like stomach, it might puncture your stomach. But then again, you'd have to bleed out. The only way it would be quick is if they eat you from your head. Mm-hmm. Which is for anybody.
I mean, yeah, but they have to have like some tools. They have to have some, have some, etiquette. They have to have dining utensils. That's the word. To like, Are
we talking about cannibals or like animals?
People, and honestly, anything in general. They have to have the ability to crack open your skull.
It's not hard.
Yeah, I know it's not hard, but still, they have to have the ability.
You can bite off your own finger. It would be like biting a carrot, except your brain doesn't let you. Because it sends a bajillion things to your pain receptors being like, hey, don't bite off your finger.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
It's the smartest idea.
I mean, it's probably not. What's this one say? The heart attack came and went, knocking Mike into unconsciousness, and as he awoke, he could hear the graveyard service around him. Somehow the casket was translucent to him, and he recognized some of his friends, but his body would not move, and he realized with terror what death was, what death really was.
Okay, he died.
He died.
This is just
but then
spooky.
He died, but like was aware that death was just you not being able to move. It's like, oh my god, it's like, you ever heard like comas, right?
Yeah.
But like there's the coma where like you are still like conscious. And you're literally conscious. You just cannot move. You cannot like react to anything around you. You just have to
like
sit
sleep
there.
paralysis.
Yeah, like that. And that's basically what they're saying death is. So it's like sleep paralysis, which is horrific. And if death is sleep paralysis, we should probably stop burying the dead.
Horrible.
Yeah. If death is sleep paralysis, let's stop burying and burning the dead.
Yeah, sleep paralysis is just whack.
It's
not
only
fun. Happened once, but it's like terrifying.
Really, it is. I don't think I've ever had it happen, but I also think I do, but I can't remember it.
I remember it vividly because it's only happened like once.
You suppressed it.
Yeah.
What's this one say? As he woke up once again in the same doorless room, his body covered with immaculate blood and sweat from the previous night, he noticed the gun in the corner, which he grabbed up and pointed to his own temple. Soon he would be reunited with his wife and daughter. With a merciful bang, he pulled the trigger and was greeted by a cold metallic click.
Oh my god.
That's kind of just sad.
Yeah, that's just sad.
I mean, it's like,
this isn't spooky.
You killed your wife and daughter and think, oh yeah, can't wait to finally rejoin them in death and kill myself, and the gun is unloaded. This
couldn't be me.
It's all that hard work going to nothing. I'm switching to the other one.
Man needs to plan ahead.
Okay, so these are like actual stories.
Yeah, these are longer ones.
These are longer. This one is called This New Old House. We bought an old house, my boyfriend and I. He is in charge of the new construction, converting the kitchen into the master bedroom, for instance, while I'm on the wallpaper removal duty. This previous owner pampered every wall and ceiling, removing it is brutal but oddly satisfying. The best feeling is getting a long peel similar to your skin when you're peeling from a sunburn. I don't know about you, but it kind of makes the game of peeling on the hunt for the longest piece before it rips. Under the corner section of the paper in every room is a person's name and date. Curiosity got the better of me one night, and I googled the names and discovered the person was actually a missing person. The missing date matching the date under the wallpaper. The next day I made a list of the names and the dates, and sure enough, each name was a missing person with dates to match. We notified the police, who naturally sent a crime scene team. I overheard one of them say, "Yep, it's human." "Human? What's human?" "Ma'am, where's the material removed from the wall yesterday? This isn't wallpaper you were removing." Gasp.
Wow. The house was made out of humans.
Human skin.
Icky gross.
Gross.
Icky gross. I don't like that.
That really gives the whole new wall to like the walls are breathing type thing.
I'm in your walls, quite literally.
They are literally in your walls.
These I mean, that it could. Think about it. I think it'd be really awesome to have a human house. Not in like a serial killer type way, but just think about it. If it could like still live and breathe and like talk, and you'd be like, "Yo, what's up?" And like, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You'd want like your house to be alive?
Yeah.
Would it protect me from the... I don't want my house talking to me. My house doesn't need to be alive.
I want my house to like be in pain.
Have you seen the new Monster High movie? Live action one?
No, I don't think I have.
It's terrible. I hated it so much I had to watch the old Monster High stuff to make myself feel better. But that's my opinion.
Oh.
Some people might think it's good. If you do, you're entitled to your own opinion, even if it's a wrong one.
Yeah, even if it's a wrong one.
Even if it's a wrong one, you're allowed to have it.
I still have yet to watch. I've yet to do my tradition of watching all the Twitches movies and all the Halloween Town movies.
I've never seen Halloween Town.
What about Twitches?
No.
What?
I'm sorry.
Those are literally like...
Every year I watch Hocus Pocus and the Addams Families.
Oh my god.
So, and that's about it. Those are my Halloween stuff. I also watch... This is ridiculous. I watch It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Obviously classic. And...
Theater kid.
Yeah, I am. I really am. But I was in a production of Charlie Brown this summer, actually. So were you.
Yeah, so was I. I was Pigpen. That, honestly, I loved being Pigpen.
Yeah, you just liked having all that dirt.
Dude, oh my god. It was wonderful. It was like... I don't think I could have had a better time in a performance.
Other than just being constantly covered in dirt.
Yeah, like, honestly, no role could top Pigpen for me.
That's your peak.
Yeah, that's my peak. I'm not getting any other lead roles, anything. Yeah.
Pigpen wasn't even a lead role.
Dog, I got like one scene to myself. That's
you did. You had one monologue. And
yeah.
That was it.
That's my, listen, that in my mind, in my head, that's a lead.
Yeah.
Lead role.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, congrats.
I watch It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and ironically, I watch Curious George Boo Fest.
That's fair, though.
It's good. I love the Boo Fest, and I love A Very Monkey Christmas from Curious George.
A Very Monkey Christmas.
That's what it's called!
Dude, speaking of that, do you watch The Night Before Christmas?
Yes.
On Halloween?
No.
Okay.
I don't watch it during Christmas time either.
Okay.
I watch it during Thanksgiving time.
Yeah, only good time.
Only good time.
Because like
it
in
only
between.
Makes sense. Like I watch it on Black Friday.
Yeah.
Or like the day before Thanksgiving.
It's usually on like those movie show, TV channels, right?
Yeah, it's like on the movie ones.
There's one show that like always during the fall plays all of the Harry Potter movies, and it's the one reason why I've never watched all of them. Because I've tried watching all of them, and it just like turns into midnight, and
I've only ever watched up to the third one, because I've been reading the fourth Harry Potter book for like the last, I don't know, 6 years. I just haven't gone past the first chapter. Actually, no, I've gotten to like the third chapter, but then I like put it down, and then I like have to restart it, and I'm like, okay, it's fine. But I don't think I can watch Harry Potter the same after doing Puffs. I feel like you've heard of this.
Doing what?
Puffs.
Puffs? What's that?
It is a play about Harry Potter.
Ooh.
And I cannot, and the best way I can describe it is, it is essentially, this is what it is. It is meant to be the story of Harry Potter told from the perspective of the Hufflepuffs. Who were, like, just, it's a comedy show. But it is very R-rated. Very R-rated.
You said you watched it, or?
I did it.
You did it?
We did it during 2020. And we never ever did it for like the show on theater.
Yeah.
We recorded it, and then the footage was never edited or sent out. So I actually still do. Like, there's like 5 of us who still have the like footage from it of just raw, unedited footage of us basically dropping F-bombs and making sex on stage.
You should put a picture of that.
No.
No, not that part, but like the
I'll
you
put
guys
the Puffs
there.
logo.
Yeah, the Puffs logo, or like whatever it was.
I'll put the logo for the play. I won't put any of us. But I will put the
Why?
logo.
It's so cool.
For the play.
Wait, did you guys get costumes or no?
We did.
Oh.
We had costumes. Well, our costumes were like, it was like a dress shirt, pants, capes, wands. And then we got to wear whatever we wanted when they got rid of the dress code.
What?
It was like halfway through the show, they're like, the school no longer requires uniforms. So then we just got to wear whatever we wanted.
That's actually awesome.
It was a lot of fun. It really was, but it was so, like, it's not a high school show.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not. It's not meant to be performed by high schoolers. It's not meant to be performed by people under the age of like 25 because of how bad it is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and we did it. I was 14.
Yeah.
And we did it. And now anytime the school says we can't do something because it's inappropriate, we always just come back and go, we did puffs.
Well,
Actually, we did puffs.
Yeah, actually.
But it's like we also never did puffs.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, though.
You did it, but you also didn't do it.
We did it, but also we never did it. And it took way too long.
Honestly, I would kill for them to do Little Shop of Horrors.
I would love Little Shop of Horrors.
Dude, I want to be Audrey too so bad.
You would make a great Audrey too.
I know, I'd make a great giant green plant with
You
a deep
would.
voice. Dog, if they do that my senior year, I would cry.
You would get to be Audrey too, though.
Yeah, because I would get to be Audrey too, exactly.
You would be probably one of the only bases in theater.
Yeah, I know. Because Kavan is definitely not a bass.
He's good.
Love him to death. This is like his first year in chorus.
Shout out to our friend
Shout out.
Callie.
He's trying. He's doing his best.
Give you a hug from far away.
Yeah, virtual reality. Yeah.
Hop in the metaverse and give us a...
Don't hop in the metaverse.
Yeah.
Don't support that. They just got legs after like what?
They
5 years?
just got legs.
VR chat has been on that since like day what? 2?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
So, they just got legs now.
Yeah, they just got legs now.
But they have those legs now.
Yeah, they have legs now. They can walk. Wow.
They can all do that basic thing they can all do.
Astounding. It's not like that has been a part of VR stuff for years.
Nope. Do you want to read the next scary
Sure.
story?
Which one is
That one. The second one.
let's see, what is it called? I hate it when my brother Charlie has to go away. I hate it when my brother Charlie has to go away. My parents constantly try to explain to me how sick he is. That I am lucky for having the brain where all the chemicals flow properly to their destinations like undammed rivers. When I complained about how bored I am without a little brother to play with, they try to make me feel bad by pointing out that his boredom likely far surpasses mine. Considering he's confined to a dark room in an institution, I always begged for them to give him one last chance. Of course, they did at first. Charlie has been back home several times, each shorter in duration than the last. Every time, without fail, it all starts again. The neighborhood cats with gouged eyes, showing up in his toy chest. My dad's razor found dropped on the baby slide in the park across the street. Mom's vitamins replaced by bits of dishwasher tablets. My parents are hesitant now, using last chances sparingly. They say his disorder makes him charming, makes it easy for him to fake normalcy, and to trick the doctors who care for him into thinking he's ready for rehabilitation. That I will just have to put up with my boredom if it means staying away from him. I hate it when Charlie has to go away. It makes me have to pretend to be good until he's back.
Oh snap!
Oh my god.
His little brother's not the frick messed up one, it's him.
It's him. Oh my lord.
Oh.
That is terrifying.
So he keeps wanting his brother to come back because he wants people to think his brother's crazy.
Yeah.
But he's the crazy one.
But he's the crazy one.
Wow.
Man, whack.
That's real creepy. Not real creepy. It's
just real.
It's just real. What's this one? Guardians.
Guardian. Okay.
He awoke to the huge insect-like creatures looming over his bed and screamed his lungs out. They hastily left the room and he stayed up all night, shaking and wondering if it had been a dream. The next morning there was a tap on the door. Gathering his courage, he opened it to see one of them gently placing a plate filled with breakfast on the floor. then retreat into safe distance. Bewildered, he accepted the gift. The creatures chittered excitedly. This happened every day for weeks. At first, he was worried they were fattening him up. After a particularly greasy breakfast left him clutching his chest from heartburn, they were replaced with fresh fruit. As well as cooking, they poured hot, steamy baths for him, and even tucked him in when he went to bed. It was bizarre. One night, he awoke to gunshots and screaming. He raced downstairs to find a decapitated burglar being devoured by the insects. He was sickened, but disposed of the remains as the best he could. He knew they had just been protecting him. One morning, the creatures wouldn't let him leave his room. He laid down confused, but trusting as they ushered him back into bed. Whatever their motives were, they weren't going to hurt him. Hours later, a burning pain spread throughout his body. He felt like his stomach was filled with razor wire. The insects chittered as he spasmed and moaned. It was only when he left a terrible squirming feeling beneath his skin that he realized the insects hadn't been protecting him. They had been protecting their young.
Ooh. Icky gross.
Icky gross.
Icky gross.
Icky gross.
Ants in your skin.
Yeah, they are literally inside of the walls of you.
There's spiders in your brain. They're making webs. They're making webs. They're making webs.
Fun fact. You know, actually, in places not in, actually, a lot of places, it's common for spiders to crawl into people's ears and lay eggs in their brain.
Fun fact. You eat 3 spiders every day.
Yep.
In your sleep. Every single day. Fun fact.
So if you're afraid of spiders, stop it.
Yeah, stop being. You're a vessel to them.
They use you more than you use them.
What? I mean, yeah.
I mean,
I guess so. I mean, I don't think I'd use spiders for anything. Unless you talk about Widowmaker.
I don't know what you would use a spider for either.
I mean, cool webs. I mean, my house has like some cool webs on it.
Sick. Spiders are cool.
Spiders are cool. I was so like sad when I locked up my chickens last night because like the door hit a spider. I was like, dog. It was like a big thing too. I was like, damn. That spider.
I like
was
spiders.
chill.
I don't like spiders when they're. I like spiders for the most part. Just sometimes they freak me out, and that's in the dark when they fall on my face.
Yeah.
And that's when they freak me out. But I don't mind them.
Like, yeah, if there's a spider just chilling, I'm not gonna do anything.
If it's a vibey spider, it's pretty cool.
If it's on me or if it's coming towards me, I'm beating it up.
I wouldn't beat it up. I take a card and I put it outside.
Nope, paper towel.
Kill.
Gone.
I am not a bug killer.
Depends on the bug.
For the most part, I'm not a bug killer. I went back to 2-sentence horror stories, and this one just says, "The dead are watching us now." That's good news.
That's good news.
That's good news.
Man, that website sucks.
Yeah. What's this one say? The last man on Earth sat alone in a room. There was a knock at the door. Gasp. She wondered why she was casting 2 shadows. After all, there was only a single light bulb.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. Man, ghost.
Ooh, spooky.
I wish I could remember who these people are. They tell me I have Alzheimer's.
That's just sad.
That's sad. It's
That's
not
just
scary.
sad.
It's
That's just
sad.
sad.
Why do you keep knocking on my desk?
I'm trying to add mysterious sound effects.
Oh, mysterious ambient sounds.
Yeah. It's because of that knocking one.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, Well, just make them think that, you know, they have someone knocking at their door.
This one's kind of eerie. It's, the longer I wore it, the more it grew on me. She had such pretty skin.
Ooh, I don't like that.
I don't know.
Just wearing someone else's skin. Ugh.
Literally.
Icky gross.
This one's sad. This one's also sad.
What's sad?
I kissed my wife and daughter goodnight before I go to sleep. When I wake up, I'm in a padded room and the nurses tell me it was just a dream.
Oh my god. That's just sad.
Yeah.
These are not even scary. They're just
sad.
disappointing. The longer ones were better. You should look up different short horror ones.
What does this even say? I don't get it. It says, He even reads over my letters to make sure I spelled everything perfectly, although my capitalization isn't excellent yet. But certain letters are capitalized, so... Oh god, I can't do this in my head.
Let me see.
Read, see what the capital letters are and see what they spell out. I bet it spells it. Probably just help me. Or just help.
Help. Yeah. Help me. Yeah.
Yeah. Help me.
Help me.
Help me. So, yeah. I never go to sleep, but I keep waking up.
This one's just fake philosophical. Philosophical?
Philosophical.
Yeah, that one.
When I finally grabbed her in the darkness, I swam back to the surface, but it never occurred to me how fast the ice could freeze over.
Ooh. See, that's something that's just so common.
Yeah.
Around here. Well, not ice completely freezing over, but
drowning.
Yeah, just drowning because of the ice and everything.
Don't go on ice unless you know how thick and safe it is.
Yeah.
Don't go on a pond.
Dude, unless you know for a fact that pond is safe, because the one near my house, that one's safe. I've seen ATVs on it, not ATVs.
Yeah.
Snowmobiles on it. Yeah.
Don't go on a pond or a random lake because you don't know how thick it's frozen over.
Yeah, test it.
Genuinely don't if it starts to crack when you put a rock on it.
Yeah.
Then don't go on it.
Throw a big rock on it. See what happens. Not a too big of a rock because then it becomes less safe.
You learn this when you live in New England.
Yeah.
Is that it is not always frozen over.
Yeah.
Just like you learn that black ice is a thing.
I can't believe some people live without black ice.
I love black ice. It's so fun.
I remember there was one day at school where there was just a coat of it, and everyone was just sliding across it.
Black ice, in case people don't know, is ice that is so thin and clear and slippery that it blends in with the ground of pavement, and it's why we call it black ice, because it kind of looks black. And it will pave over, and it's very dangerous because it's almost impossible to see. And if you try and drive on it,
you will crash.
You will crash. It is a guarantee. Yeah. So just be careful.
There's no matter. I guess some wheels are better for it, but no matter how hard you try,
you can't.
Yeah.
It's just very dangerous.
Unless you're going completely straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even then, we
get it a lot in all of New England. It happens so much.
It's been getting lesser and lesser because it's getting so much hotter.
Global warming, man. It's getting rid of my fun times of just standing outside and going to take a step and then slipping up and falling.
More than climate.
Climate is changing the weather, my friend. Anyway, two sentence. Want to read it?
Sure. The operation wasn't successful in the traditional sense since my sight didn't return, but it left me with the ability to distinguish heat signatures at least. 3 weeks have passed and I'm still not sure how to politely ask my best friend why he's room temperature.
Why he's room temperature? So why he blends in with the room? Because he's
schizophrenic and...
So the operation wasn't successful because I couldn't see. So he becomes blind. But I don't know how to ask my best friend why he isn't.
That just wouldn't happen. That just wouldn't happen.
Unless he's dead.
Unless he gave you, lizard eyes.
It wouldn't. It really wouldn't. But, it's saying he can now read heat signatures. And normally the human body is about 98.7?
Yeah.
98.7.
Yeah.
Or 98.2. I don't remember. But room temperature is a bit colder than that.
It's around I want to say 9, not 90. 8. It's definitely 80 around.
Yeah. So room temperature is a bit colder than the human body is naturally. So your best friend who you know is there, you can't see because he blends in with the room. So why are you always cold?
I don't know.
I don't get
stupid.
it.
That's silly.
I don't get that one either. They discovered the mannequins in bubble wrap. From the main room, I begin to hear popping. Or they delivered the mannequins in bubble wrap. From the main room, I begin to hear popping.
Spooky mannequins alive.
The mannequins are alive. It's like Night at the Museum. Are they gonna be
But
friends?
like worse, no.
You stupid bastard! I cried as they tied me to the rails. Don't you know? This line has been abandoned for years. Of course we know. Of course I know, he says, walking away. No one comes here at all.
Spooky twist.
Plot twist, they're just gonna
Plot
leave
twist.
you to die.
Plot twist.
Plot twist.
Plot twist.
Plot twist. Put back the mirrors. We miss watching you.
Oh, I don't like that.
Mm-mm.
Icky gross.
I have a mirror. And sometimes when I wake up...
You have a mirror?
Yeah, and I don't have, and when I have my glasses off, I cannot see anything.
Uh-huh.
So 2 a.m., I wake up, I look up in the mirror, and I think somebody's in it. I genuinely think somebody might be watching me through my mirror.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. Some of these are kind of like, they give what they're supposed to do. They make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like the put back the mirrors, we miss watching you.
Yeah, that one's an actual two-sentence short horror stories.
Yeah,
Those ones,
I would hate that.
compound, complex sentences. What kind of deal is this?
Anyway, this one says, it's been watching me for hours now. Sometimes I catch a glimpse of its reflection on the computer screen, but I dare not turn around.
Yeah. Word.
You ever like watch a YouTube video and then it says don't turn around and the immediate thing you do is turn around?
Yeah.
Because like I saw that and I was reading that and I was like, but I don't dare turn around. Like something's watching me over my shoulder. I literally had to resist the urge to turn around and look at the wall behind me. And I only didn't because I didn't want you to make fun of me. After so many years living alone in this large house, I came to a startling revelation. In this time, I had closed far more doors than I had opened.
Ooh, spooky.
So you're living in a large house, you close the doors, but next time you go to it, it's open.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, I would hate that.
I mean, think about it. Wind.
I don't like that one.
Ghosts.
Yeah. I don't like this one. There's nothing like the laughter of a baby, unless it's 1 a.m. and you live alone.
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
That makes me not happy. What are some other ones? I'm trying to read like the shorter ones.
Mm-hmm. Personally, I would just square up with the baby, honestly.
Fight the baby.
Fight the baby.
Fight the baby. What's this one say? The grinning face stared at me from the darkness beyond my bedroom window.
Mm-hmm.
I live on the 14th floor.
Ooh, icky gross. Spooky.
Do you know any horror stories?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Personally?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's a few stories from when I went camping.
Okay.
Like, so the one night when I was at this camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything was fine, having a nice, fine campfire. We are all like having fun time, just, like telling stories, telling like jokes, singing, etc. And then we go back to our like campsite, or not our cabins. And in the girls' cabin, apparently, there was a alleged man in the woods looking at them, and they heard rustling, and so did we. We look at the next day, and like we can't find a trace of anything, not even a branch in those in that area, or like a tree that could slightly resemble the a man that was in that like vicinity of the window that they saw them. And so they looked out for a couple more days, and there's still nothing.
Wow. Creepy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's creepy.
I remember at my summer camp I used to go to, they would tell a lot of scary stories about the camp itself. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember many of them. But I remember one was about, so the summer camp I went to was a day camp that used to be a night camp. Mm-hmm. And so the horror stories came from when it was supposedly a night camp. Mm-hmm. And I remember hearing a story about basically this guy who lived off the grounds of the camp, just like a hermit living alone, completely by himself. And one day, and I don't remember what they had a name for him, but one day, like these 3 camp boys would went into the wood to like interrogate him, basically, to provoke him, because why do you live alone, man? And it was like a dare between the three, and like one of the guys went in the woods that night and just didn't come back. And then they sent like a search team for him to the hermit's house, and the hermit wasn't even home. So they're like, okay, I guess he's gone. And the next night, there were two other boys who had like dared him to go in. One of them went missing. And then the third ended up taking him and like a friend to like the river, down like the river to go and look. And supposedly they found the boat that they took tipped over, but the boys were not in it. Like they had thought they had drowned or whatever. And then like again, like 4 nights later, right, they heard screams coming from the woods. So they went to go and investigate it, and they found the hermit and the first boy, who is now covered in blood. The second boy, who looked like he would have been like, I don't know if like restrained was a thing. Restrained. And then the 2 boys the boat tipped over were covered in seaweed.
Oh my God.
And like they looked like they had been underwater for a while. And essentially when the counselors went to go and get them, they like disappeared.
The counselors did?
The boys did. The boys and the hermit just disappeared. It was like an illusion.
Oh my God.
But then supposedly, if you go too deep in the woods at that camp, the hermit and the boys will come and grab you and take you with them.
Spooky.
So that was like one I remembered, and that one, because it was a summer camp for kids. So the best way to end that scary story is, of course, there were counselors in training dress up as the hermit and the boys.
Of course.
And obviously they came out of the woods, or like the hermit came out of the woods, and like the counselor telling the story would stand up and go, "It's him, run!" And I was scared of everything as a kid, so I remember not wanting to go to like the part of the woods where they were telling the story, but the counselor who was like in charge of me basically said, "Jayla, there'll be s'mores," and I was like, "All right, I guess I'll go if I have to." And I remember hearing that story. I literally remember grabbing onto this guy and just being like, "I don't want to be here." After they mentioned the word hermit, I was like, "I don't want to be here. Can we go? Can we go?" And he goes like, "No, you can't go. You have to stay." Like, I was like, "Please, the pool's right there. That pool is right there. And those kids look like they're having the time of their life. I'm just going to walk up there. I'll be right back." And he was like, "No, you have to stay." And I remember staying and listening to the story and being so on edge. And like, "Yeah, well, it's done now. And it was just a rumor." And then I remember seeing the first, like, counselor guy dressed up as the hermit come out. And, like, all the other kids were like, "Ah!" And then they ran into the woods further. And I just stayed there. And I started sobbing. Genuinely, like 7-year-old me dropped down onto the ground, curled into the fetus position against like the leg of the counselor who was like supposed to be watching over me, and like the other kids who had just ran in the woods, and just curled in a ball and started sobbing.
Oh my God.
So I remember the counselor like picked me up and like just held me, and I remember him walking through the forest and like seeing like the other like pretend boys like jump out at us, and then I just remember like he put me down finally because I like stopped uncontrollably sobbing, but I was still literally terrified. He put me down right as we got to the edge of the pond and I saw the boat, and I remember just seeing the boat and then immediately just like being frozen and turning my head. And I spent a lot of time in the pond catching frogs and naming them and releasing them because that's what I did in my free time. So I saw the lifeguard just standing there, and she just came up to me and went, "You don't have to stay." And then she just took me back into the back and like gave me a tissue and like a lollipop and was like, "You did great. Good job, kid." Like, good job. You walked down a path.
Yeah, good job.
And then I remember literally like just sitting in like, I think I sat on the edge of the pool. But, like, I didn't get in the pool because I thought I was going to drown, despite it being, like, a 2 feet deep pool. And, like, I remember the lifeguard being like, "Don't you want to just come and sit on the stairs?" And I just went, "No.
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good. I'm good
No,
here.
I'll drown in the
No, I'll drown. I can't.
I'll drown.
And at that point, I was, like, being asked if I wanted to try and become a lifeguard because of how good of a swimmer I was. And I was like, "Nope, I can't do it. I'll drown.
I can't swim anymore.
No, can't do it."
No swim.
I was so scared. I was so scared, like, all of the time there. But I would also, like, the counselor who was in charge of it, I'd be like, because my group of kids, like, there was, like, 5 kids per group, basically. And my group really liked horror. And I was...
the only one.
I liked it, but I hated any time I got scared.
Yeah.
Which was, I was scared of my own shadow. Because I thought it was a person following me.
Honestly, yeah, that's fair.
So I would get scared sometimes, not when it was Scary Story Week at the camp, I would get scared of my own shadow, but the 5 kids who I was constantly had to be with at all times loved being scared, and I didn't. So it was essentially the counselor in charge of us had to make, do I take the 4 kids who want to go hear the stories, or do we all just go to the pool like Jayla wants to?
Uh-huh.
So obviously he picked the best decision, which is the decision I would make, but
yeah.
When the kid literally just starts sobbing, there's not much you can really do.
There's not much.
Like, no, I would genuinely just start uncontrollably sobbing.
Yeah.
Which happened a lot, and I remember at a certain point, like, anytime, because they would do, like, these whole shows, kind of, like, during that week. Mm-hmm. Like, every time the camp would happen... like, every, like, few hours, like, every, I think, hour and a half, they give you the opportunity to do different things with your group. And you would go and you would sit in, like, a big, like, kind of, like, stadium-type place with, like, a stage and, like, bleachers that would go back real far. And they had all the groups come together, and they would have you sit, and they would give you, like, the list of activities, like, you could be able to do. But they would do, like, shows. Like, I remember during Superhero Week, they would have, like, superheroes come out and, like, dressed in costumes, and, like, super villains, and, like, during Pirate Week, they, like, kidnapped a counselor.
Oh my god.
They kidnapped one group's counselor, and the kids were like, that's the person we're supposed to hang out with! And so for the entire week, that counselor didn't get to, like, notify his kids or, like, take attendance. They had a CIT and the camp director do it, and the kids genuinely were thinking, like, their counselor got, like, kidnapped. And I would then, because I was always aware that it was a bit, even though I wasn't, like, when I was 6, I was, like, always aware that it was a bit. And so I would go up to the camp director and be like, I don't remember the counselor's names, so I'm going to make it up and say his name was Thomas. I would go up to the camp director at some point and be like, yo, hey, is Thomas cool? They're like, Thomas has been kidnapped. And I'd be like, yeah, no, but he hasn't, because I saw him in the bathroom earlier. So is he cool? But I saw him in the bathroom earlier, but he was like, no, Jay, you can't look at me. And I was like, oh, okay. So I just wanted to know if you could give this to Thomas for me. Like, Thomas isn't here. And I'm like, well, I know he is, because he got kidnapped, but he didn't actually. Like, I would make it my guessing game, and, like, all of the counselors would get really annoyed with me, because I knew it was a joke. Like, I knew it wasn't real. Like, I knew very well the superheroes weren't real. Like, not that I knew they weren't real.
Whoa, the superheroes weren't real,
I not that they weren't real.
The supervillains weren't real?
I knew that they were counselors.
None of them were
in
real?
Costume. I knew that they were counselors in costume. And one week it was my group's counselor, and he went out and, like, got in a costume, and I went, and I just kind of looked at him and went, so, where were you? And he made this, like, contact with me and was like, the bathroom. And I went, for 20 minutes. And this is like a 6-year-old and like a 30-year-old having this conversation. And I was like, for 20 minutes. And he was like, yes. And I was like, sure you were. Like, he knew I knew. And eventually, like assistant, or not the assistant camp director, she was, I don't know what her title was. Yeah. She was just, like, in charge-ish. She, like, took me aside and gave me, like, how I wasn't supposed to ruin the immersion for other kids. Even though I knew it was fake and she knew it was fake, I had to let the other kids think it was real because they think it's fun.
Yeah.
And then I said that's stupid. But she said it was nice. And yeah, it was. Let's do one last scary story and then end it.
Yeah. It's our longest recording yet.
Wow.
Out of all of them, this is the longest. Out of all 5.
Yeah.
Out of all 5.
Out of all 5 of them, this one's long.
This one's the longest.
Anyway, this is what it says. It's a 2-sentence story. It's going to be our last one. It says, I can't sleep, she whispered, crawling into bed with me. I woke up cold, clutching the dress she was buried in.
That's so spooky.
So spooky.
So spooky.
Anyway, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
We might record another one. We might not. There
We
might
might
be
not.
more. There might
Yeah.
not be. We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Stay spooky.
Stay spooky.
Stay spooky. Bye.
Bye.